Welcome to the Unscripted SEO Interview Podcast. Yes, it's 100% unscripted, 100% unrehearsed, 100% unedited, and 100% real. I'm your host, Mark A Preston.
But I have to say, pretty much all the things that are taking my focus at the moment and the projects that I'm working on don't really have anything to do with SEO. I've worked on recently 3 big AI projects, and none of them have anything to do with SEO. They're all in other areas. So my attention has kind of been taken away from looking at this technology to solve problems in the world of SEO and looking at it in other fields.
So what kind of problems? Could you give me a scenario of what kind of problems that you're using AI to help solve?
Yeah, so there's some of them I can talk about. There's some of them I can't talk about in a huge amount of detail, but I can talk kind of in a broader sense. But one of them I can talk about in detail, and in fact, I even wrote a case study of it up on my blog. So it was for this law firm, the same law firm that I was working with on SEO. So one of the challenges they have in that firm is they are very busy, very successful company, and they receive somewhere around about 200 to 300 new client inquiries every day. And most of those are coming off their website, and most of those are people filling out the inquiry form on their website. And these are all people who they're in trouble. They've been arrested or charged with some kind of criminal offense. And when they fill out that form, quite often they're putting their whole life story into that form. So they're saying everything that's happened up to the point of them now sitting in a police station somewhere, right? So it's the whole story. I mean, believe me, you would be shocked at some of the things that people write in here. Anyway, so this law firm, they had a team of 3 people whose sole job was to look at all these inquiries coming in every day, read through them, work out whether the person making the inquiry was accused of a crime or was a victim of the crime. Because some people don't actually realize what criminal defense is. So that was the first thing. Then, assuming they are being accused of a crime, they then had to work out what crime are they going to be charged with, what offense have they committed. And then once they've worked that out, they then have to work out whether the offense is serious enough to go to a Crown Court trial. And the reason they're doing all of that is because if it is a serious offense, that means very big potentially very big fees for the law firm. And they want to make sure that they respond to that inquiry within 5 minutes of it having been made. It can't wait, because the quicker they respond to that client, the more chance they've got of securing that client. So that was their job. This team of 3 people were just doing that all day, making these evaluations of the inquiries. And then once they've done the evaluation, they then route it onto whichever lawyer is most applicable to dealing with that kind of case. And I was talking to the head of this company and the law firm, and I said to him, I think I could maybe get AI to do that task. And so I set up a system for them that did exactly the same job as that team, evaluates the inquiries, classifies them, routes them through to the right lawyer. We ran it as a trial for 3 months, comparing the evaluations of the human team against the evaluations of the AI team. And we found the AI to be significantly more accurate than the human team. So all of that team were then moved into roles that allowed them to actually work on client cases. Nobody lost their job. They went into working on client cases, a much more interesting job than having to sit and sift through all these inquiries. So that was one. It's up and running. It's working really well for them. It can deal with those inquiries at 3 o'clock in the morning. It never needs a break. It doesn't need a holiday. It doesn't get sick. And it's very scalable as well, So that's kind of one example. Another one, which I'm going to have to speak more broadly about, was a large American university that have an investment fund, and they receive a lot of pitches from fund managers and startups looking for investment. And so they then have to again, it's very similar to the law firm thing. They're basically taking these pitches in and trying to evaluate whether this is a pitch that they would be interested in investing. And that again required a whole human team to evaluate all these pitches, categorize them, make decisions on them, and we just got AI to do that instead. And then the one I'm currently working on at the moment, which should be publicly launched in about, fingers crossed, 3 to 4 weeks, is, how can I talk about this without giving too much away? But it's essentially using AI to allow customers to completely create their own product from scratch.
Oh,
that's as close as I can get to a description.
So theoretically, you are getting a machine to do the job of what a team of humans are doing now.
Yeah, or sometimes getting a machine to do a job that the human could never even do. It would never have even been conceivable. I mean, like this one I'm working on at the moment, it just would not be viable to create this product uniquely for every consumer according to their specific requirements, and to make that cost effective and feasible without this technology. It just couldn't have been done.
You've been listening to the Unscripted SEO Interview Podcast with me, Mark A Preston. Join us next time as I interview more top SEO professionals.